When I started the wide body fender on the driver's side of the Impreza, I started at the rear corner and the front and then filled in the middle. And after looking at it, even though it's not finished, I don't like this rear upper corner. The problem with it is that the factory body line, there's a convex curve and a concave curve above it, and the concave curve is good, but this convex curve gets pinched when it comes in here, and I pinched it too early. It needs to get pinched closer to the trunk lid or the tailgate. So I made a new panel, marked out how I'd like the curve to go. This is the convex curve, then the concave curve is the rest of the panel above that. And I'm going to put this on the T-handle dolly and put the convex curve in it first, and then put the concave curve in, and then I will use the shrinker on the top edge and the stretcher on the bottom edge to get the whole panel to curve with the two curves already in it. And it will probably not go perfect. It's a complex shape to do this all in one piece, but I'm going to try it. And it's going to change the body line slightly, and I'll have to redo this little taillight cover panel. But the way I was thinking about it is that I will probably make the taillight panel part of the taillight garnish. That way this entire assembly comes out as one piece. So I'll figure out exactly how I'm going to do that after I get this panel made. Okay, second attempt. I forgot to compensate for the curvature that happens on the panel when it goes around the corner. So when it curves, the bottom of it will be flat or horizontal. So, gotta do it again. So I tried to make the entire rear corner in one piece, and it did not work. I could get real close to the shape I needed, but when I'd start to hammer the inside, I'd get wrinkles because the metal didn't have any place to go. And I tried it a bunch of different ways. With the shrinker stretcher, I tried beating it with the hammer, using the T-dolly to start the curve, and then using the shrinker. And I just don't have the right tools to make this piece in one piece. So what I did is I got a piece that was real close to what I wanted, and then cut it to the size of the opening that I wanted. Welded that in, and then came back and refined the curve with a second piece on top of it, and then cut small strips and bent them by hand to get this concave curve, and welded it all together, and then welded the seams, welded at the top and the bottom, and came back and hit it with the flap wheel on the grinder to get it smooth-ish, and it works. It has the right shape. It needs a little bit of hammer refinement, and it needs some more welding. The hard thing about sheet metal is if you get really good penetration, you're likely to burn through. So it's a real balancing act to get just enough penetration for the panel to hold right, and not burn through the thin gauge metal. And I'm using 19, which is about the same as what the car has on it everywhere else. That's why I'm using it. If you're doing, you know, one fender or a door skin or whatever, you could probably get away with 16 or 14 gauge. But I knew I'd be doing so much metal on this that I didn't want to add a substantial amount of weight with the heavier gauge. It is fully welded in, it's strong, but it doesn't look great. So on all of these seams where I don't have a good root weld, or good weld root, I'm going to go back and hit all of this area again with the welder. That's mostly for cosmetic reasons. It doesn't need it to be structural, obviously. It's structural as it is, but I'm going to minimize the amount of filler I put on the car. Plus, if I need to hammer on any of this to knock down high spots, if I have a thin spot in the weld, it's going to crack. So I'm going to go back over these welds where they're thin, which is basically all the low spots that didn't get shiny with the flap wheel. And once I have all of those filled in, I'll flap wheel it again, use the hand-powered block to put a final finish on it. I'm going to go back and do all of that, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like in the next video.